Hello and welcome to the Raptor Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Lou. A reminder, we are back in the studio and streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel Monday to Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. If you're watching, hello. And I am joined by my producer and co-host, Alex Wong. In any case, it was a great moment because I think even though it was such a limited number of people in there, right? Clearly, you know, this should have been 20,000 people in there. Everyone congratulating Fred, like a huge moment, everything like that. But everybody who was in there made the absolute most of what they could do. That includes me yelling. That includes the 100 fans in the building there trying their very best to let him know because the news had broken while he was on the floor warming up. So it was great to see him. So, yeah, my voice also isn't that high, I don't think. But, you know, you never know. In any case, I'm very happy for Fred. I'm genuinely very emotional. I was very emotional as it happened. And I'm really happy for the guy, man. He just really, really deserves it. Like, to think about the fact that I'm taller than an all-star now is kind of absurd.
Yeah, so we have this other clip. We had a chance to sit down with Fred for an interview of the century back in November earlier in the season. And you had asked him because Fred was on his way to an all-star berth, in my opinion, last season until COVID and injuries and all of that derailed those plans. And you had asked him if those are things that he thinks about, the individual goals. So let's play this clip of what he told you.
Definitely in my plans, like I have a journal. I'm big on writing goals down and like manifesting things. So I definitely would like to be an all-star. I want all the awards. Like I'm not really shy about that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be.
Well, you already owed all defensive team.
Yeah, I want to be all defensive. Like I want to be an all-star. I want to be all NBA someday. Like those are all goals that I have. And the good thing for me is that I won't probably achieve any of those if we're not a good team or a top team. So like. I can chase that while chasing winning because, if we're not winning, it doesn't matter, which I saw last year. I felt like I was an all-star caliber player last year, especially like in spurts before the end of the season. I had a pretty strong case, but we just weren't, in the race for being one of those top teams. So they kind of fade out at the end.
First undrafted player to make the all-star team since Ben Wallace of the Pistons in 2006.
Ben Wallace.
And, Kyle gave him a shout out in his post-game presser yesterday. Shouts to Kyle being back with the team. And Fred said after the game about Kyle, quote, "He showed me the blueprint from day one. I wanted to be better than him. I still want to be better than him. I'm still chasing him and his greatness." I was thinking about this coming in today. It's incredible to think about Fred's journey. And I think most Raptors fans are familiar by now, the undrafted journey to where he is now. It's also incredible to think that there is a chance if he spends his entire career with this organization that he will finish as the greatest Raptor of all time.
I mean, that's unbelievable, but that's how blessed we are as a franchise, right? Look how many All-Stars Raptors have had in the last few years here, right? DeMar, Kyle. I mean, look at that championship winning team. Kyle was an All-Star, Kawhi was an All-Star, Mark was a former All-Star, Pascal became an All-Star. And then Fred became an all-star. We're talking about a team of 5 all-stars on it, man. Okay, all right, man. We come on. This is not about Kawhi. This is about
That's
Fred.
Right.
But yeah, like I just think that we're really blessed, and I think the fact that it's just like, look, I know we want to give the Raptors credit for all this. It's Fred who should get the credit for all this too, right? Because, I mean, like think about how he made the team. Like he was a 4-year senior, won at so many levels. Took a Wichita State team, which wasn't that highly ranked, to get to that point. To I think they had a season where they lost like once or twice or something like that. Pretty absurd. His journey, he goes undrafted because of his height or whatever. And then even when he made the Raptors, he was the 4th string point guard on the team. 4. Kyle was the starter, obviously. Corey Joseph was the bench backup, and then DeLon Wright was the 1st round pick. So he had to be the 4th string point guard. And then found his way here. He's outlasted all of those guys. Congrats to Freddie. He's such a hard worker, great leader for this franchise. And yeah, man. Also a great quote as well. Just a great dude. VanVleet is Rice.
It's actually Rice, yeah.
That wasn't actually us speaking. That's earlier in the show. And yeah, he is Rice. That's the best way to describe him. That's the ultimate compliment in Asian.
He's Rice. He's Dice. He's everywhere that rhymes with Dice.
Okay.
No, shouts to Fred though. And like you mentioned, like I had a chance to get to know him from the start of his career.
Yeah,
I remember doing stories about him when he was part of the bench mob, and he would tell me like, I'm picking all these other point guards up full court, and there's like shoving me away, being like, "Yo, who the F are you? Like, get off me." And now he gets to walk into this room in Cleveland as an all-star and stand beside guys like LeBron James, like Kevin Durant. It's honestly amazing about that. But yeah, I think last thing before we take the break about Fred is there's so many people that are thrilled for him, not just within the Toronto Raptors fan base. I remember a few years ago, I was in Wichita, Kansas.
Unbelievable.
Because, my career has just been wild. And I was working on another story and actually did a second story there, meeting up with the Wichita fans who rooted for Fred to watch a Raptors game together.
Yeah.
And just to see the way that Fred left an impact on that community, and through his Fred VanVleet shop and all the things that he does off the court, he's always gone back to these places. And he's really like, I know it's cliche, like, oh, never forget where you came from and all this stuff.
No, but it's true.
Fred carries himself in that way, in a very genuine way. And there was also another news clip last night where Fred's parents were interviewed about Fred making All-Star. So we have this clip here.
We were at home watching TV like everybody else.
What went through your mind when you heard his name mentioned?
Man, we just screamed and cried and just so happy for him.
Who screamed louder, you or your wife?
I think I might have. I think I did. Yeah. I think I had the louder voice. Yeah.
I know you're proud, but can you even describe your feelings of knowing that Fred is at that all-star level now?
It's still hard for me to even believe he's a pro. And it's something that you think about. It's like, he'll do something like, man, this dude is actually in the NBA. So it's still like, it's still sitting in with me. It's still sitting in.
How confident were you that he would be named an all-star?
I can't lie. I wasn't super confident because of some of the politics that go into it, the fan vote and this vote and that vote. But the coaches vote, I think, is what got him, because I think the coaches respect him and everything,
How much did he want this recognition?
He wanted it bad. He wouldn't have really admitted it, but he did.
So any plans to go to Cleveland?
Absolutely.
I'm so thrilled for them.
I'm so happy. I mean, that's how any child would want their parent to speak about them.
Yeah, just one time I want my parents to be that proud of me.
Well, when you brought home 98 in calculus, your parents weren't like...
No. They're like, where's the other 2?
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, they're like, are you in extracurricular activities?
Yikes.
Apply to Waterloo? Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, my parents were quite proud of me.
No, but honestly, thrilled for Fred.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Let's get spice and dice there.
Let's do it. And honestly, that's going to be up to Adam Silver,